Hello, everybody. Welcome along. This is the Benjamin Bloom football show. I think I've just about recovered from an insane night last night on the final championship day. Ooh, check out the stream from last night. Some interesting moments in that. But today, lots of people have requested this one, so here it comes. I will be reacting to my 2019-20 championship predictions. This can be very embarrassing. It can be affirming at times as well. But one thing about us YouTubers here is that everything is recorded for posterity. We don't make predictions and then shy away from them. So I will be looking back at all of the predictions I made probably around this time last year, late July, always a fun time. So what we're going to do, we're going to go down the table 1 to 24 and see how I did and talk about my predicted teams in each position. So let's start at the very beginning, a very good place to start. Who did I predict would be first?
So first place, Leeds, Bielsa, second year, now or never really, isn't it? If they start well, they could go careering off. Who knows what the hell could happen at Leeds.
Boom. First place, Leeds United, and I predicted Leeds United. So I think we can just park that one nicely and I can start off very, very smugly. They did career off, didn't they, around December? 13 points clear with West Brom at the top. They ended up winning it by 10 points, and I was in the right spot to predict that one. So Leeds, bang on, 1 for 1. Who did I have in second place?
Fulham, just sheer strength of squad. Although I do worry about Scott Parker, first year, difficult league.
Wow. So actual second place was West Brom. I predicted Fulham in there. So I had Fulham 2 places too high. Hopefully you would have heard me said difficult first season for Scott Parker, difficult league. So I'm not too disappointed with that. 2 places out from Fulham. And frankly, with about 20 minutes left of the last game, they still could have been in second place. Let's see who I had in third place.
West Brom, Bilic has got charisma, he's got players. He doesn't have as good a players as they did last year.
I had West Brom in third, so I'm getting these all around the right position. Just 1 place too low. Obviously, third was actually Brentford. So I'm 1 out with West Brom, but again, not too shabby on that one. Congratulations, West Brom, on their promotion. Let's go down to my 4th pick.
Cardiff. When does Warnock ever finish outside the top 6? Playoff place for them.
So look, I had Cardiff in 4th position. Actually turned out to be Fulham, but Cardiff ended up in 5th. Obviously, my prediction was predicated on Neil Warnock being there the whole season. So I've made a prediction that's only 1 out, so it's a pretty good prediction, but in completely the wrong context, because obviously Cardiff start badly under Warnock, and it's actually Neil Harris on that late tear. But again, only 1 place out. Pretty decent start. Let's see who I had 5th.
Bristol City finally into the playoffs under Lee Johnson, if they keep Adam Webster.
Well, that was clever, wasn't it? Putting that caveat in there. If they keep Adam Webster. So does that mean I get away with it? This was not a good pick. I thought it might actually finally come good for Bristol City, but miles out there. It was actually Cardiff in 5th, and Bristol City finished down in 12th. So 7 places out, and Lee Johnson fired in the end. But I did say if they keep hold of Webster, and they didn't, maybe I should put a few more caveats in next season. Let's see who I had in 6th position.
Brentford, they've got to make playoffs in the end. Steady progress. Janssen, big signing there.
Brentford have got to make playoffs in the end. I'm not too disappointed with that prediction. Let's just bring up the banner. So I predicted Brentford. It turned out to be Swansea, but Brentford do indeed make the playoffs in the end. And Janssen was a big signing. Remember, I knew nothing a year ago of all the things that have happened since. So Brentford, I had 3 places too low. And here is going to come an embarrassing one for my 7th.
Huddersfield, bit of an adjustment problem for Jan Seward. I think they just missed out.
A bit of an adjustment problem for Jan Seward. So this is a dreadful pick. But I think most people had Huddersfield way higher than they actually finished. I didn't realise about the ownership and the parachute money going back to Dean Hoyle. Obviously, Seward lasted about 10 days, didn't he? And he was done. And now the Cowleys are out as well. And we're waiting for a new manager. So it was actually Forest. And I went for Huddersfield. And I was a whopping 11 places out. Not good. Who did I have in 8th place?
Stoke. 2nd year of parachutes. Didn't see enough from Nathan Jones to say they're going top 6.
2nd year of parachutes. Didn't see enough from Nathan Jones. So, yeah, I had Stoke in there. Another bad call. Stoke, another bad season. I had them 8th. They actually finished in 15th in the end, so it could have been a lot worse for me. They won their last couple of games and jumped up some places. Will Stoke actually get things together next season and move on? Obviously, I mentioned Nathan Jones. He did end the season well, just not with Stoke. We're on to 9th place. Who did I have?
Derby, spend less and less money each year now. Philip Koku, new manager. Where have I got them? 7th, 8th, 9th. God, that's low, isn't it? Sorry, Derby fans.
Here we go. I'm not too disappointed with this one. So in 9th place actually was Preston. I predicted Derby. Look, we didn't know what Derby were going to do under Koku and under the new style. I didn't know about any of the young players. Derby, I'm only 1 place out. They were 10th. So given the moving parts that we didn't know about last season and Lampard and all the good loanees going out, I think I'll take that prediction. Let's move on. Who did I have in 10th?
Swansea. Not many players in. Steve Cooper, new to the league. Hey, they could be the one I get badly wrong. They could be a lot higher.
They could be the one I get badly on. They could be a lot higher. Well, so in 10th, I predicted Swansea. It was actually Derby, and they were a lot higher in the end on the last day into 6th place. So 4 places out with Swansea. Well done to Steve Cooper. Proving me and probably a fair few other people wrong. Let's move on. 11th place.
Forest, another signing today. They could go higher, couldn't they? We'll see how Lamouchi does, but will he last past January?
Forest could go higher. So I predicted Forest in 11th. Was actually Blackburn. Forest should have finished either 5th or 4th, but ended up horrible run. And in 7th place in the end, indeed. Really bad end to the season. Not a terrible prediction. I'm 4 places out, and Lamouchi really did outperform. Interesting, I thought he might get the boot in January. Remember, first Forest manager in about 3 years to actually get past January. So there you go. Not the worst, but 4 places out. There in 12th place, who did I go for?
Borough. I think that's a difficult job for Woodgate. No more parachutes first season. Flint gone, Downing gone, couple of experienced heads. Yeah,
not bad with actually what I said. Difficult job for Woodgate. He didn't last the season, didn't he? Warnock in there. Flint out, yeah. No parachute payments. I got all of the information right, but I got the position 5 wrong. So I had Borough in 12th. It was actually Bristol City in 12th, dropping down with a sort of bad run post-lockdown. Borough were actually 17th, so 5 places out there. Let's see who I had in 13th.
Birmingham, who the hell knows? I got them 13th there. Couple of good signings, just depends on the FFP and managerial state there.
Depends on the FFP managerial state. Well, Birmingham much lower than I said, ended up 20th, but 13th wouldn't have been a bad call pre-lockdown, would it? And then managerial state, obviously Clotet saying he's going and then out he goes. So look, I can't fudge it too much. It was actually QPR in 13th and Birmingham 7 places out, but it was looking a pretty good prediction before it was a bad prediction and lockdown happened. So yeah, not great call on Birmingham. Who did I have in 14th place?
Preston can't pull rabbits out of hats forever. If they get top half, they'll be happy.
Preston can't pull rabbits out of hats forever. Well, they did get into the top half. They finished 9th. So I'm a glorious 5 places out with Preston. Actual 14th was Reading. Maybe I need to adjust my expectations for next year's predictions for Preston and just add on a couple more because they do keep pulling rabbits out of hats given the spend and the lack of parachute payments against everybody else. But still, I was 5 places out. Not the best. Let's see who I had in 15th.
Wednesday, don't know who the manager's going to be, so how can I have them any higher than that? Big Nigel Pearson shout now.
So we didn't even know who the Sheffield Wednesday manager was going to be at this point when we were doing the predictions last season. Obviously, it's ended up with Gary Monk in there. It was actually Stoke in 15th. I'm not disappointed with that one because pre any FFP stuff, Wednesday, I'm only 1 place out there. I've got them 1 too high. Obviously, they could drop like a stone if they have a points deduction, but decent prediction that, and especially given I didn't even know who the manager was when I made the prediction. Who did I have in 16th?
Blackburn down 13, 14, 15, 16th. For Blackburn, I think Mowbray will have them not lose enough games there.
So I'm an Ipswich fan, underestimating Tony Mowbray. Shouldn't have done that. It was actually Sheffield Wednesday in 16th. I had Blackburn there. Blackburn well performed my expectations by 5 places in the top half. I said Mowbray won't have them lose very often. Apparently they lost less often than I thought they would. Good job as ever by Tony Mowbray. Who did I have in 17th place?
Rangers, I think Warburton will be savvy enough, but they could end up in this bottom 6 here.
Not terrible. I said they could end up in the bottom 6. Never really in danger of that. Actually, Borough in 17th. So my prediction, QPR, I had them 4 places too low. They actually finished in 13th. So Warburton was savvy and savvier than I thought. Indeed. 18th place here comes an embarrassing one.
Millwall, I like their signings, so I've got them 18th away from the relegation.
Yeah, so I had Millwall in 18th, and they vastly outperformed that in 8th place in the end. So I missed by 10 places. When Harris was still there, 18th would have been a good prediction, but amazingly, Gary Rowett in there and pushing them much, much higher than that. Well done, Millwall. Actual 18th place, Huddersfield, and I predicted Millwall very badly. Wrongly. Who did I have in 19th?
Barnsley. I think there's enough cleverness in the background to keep them up.
I'm quite pleased with that prediction. I predicted Barnsley to avoid relegation on the basis of cleverness in the background. In the end, they did. Their signings are starting to mature, and their manager, which was a clever appointment in the end, I said it was 8 weeks too late and they'd go down because of it in the mid-season, but they have survived. So I'm kind of right. It was actually Luton in 19th. Brilliant finish there for Luton in the end. Barnsley, I have 2 places too high, but they did avoid relegation. So I'm not too distraught about that prediction. Who have I got in 20th?
I think Hull, we assume Bowen will go. Do they have enough quality left over from the Premier League to keep them off relegation?
We assume Bowen will go, and that was last July, wasn't it? Well, Bowen did go, and Hull ended up finishing bottom. God knows where they would have, or how many points they would have had if they had sold Bowen in July. But Bowen and Krissy going out. So 20th was actually Birmingham. I predicted Hull would stay up on quality left over from the Premier League. No, wrong. Hull bottom of the league, and I'm 4 places out on that one. Not good. Even worse if you're a Hull fan. 21st.
Reading always seem to survive, so I've got them 4th bottom.
Reading always seem to survive, and they did, and I'm reasonably wrong with this one. Again, Reading were, I'm a lot wrong in fact. Reading was 7 places higher, similar with Millwall, where a new manager came in and did well. Mark Bowen did well. 14th position Reading finished, and actual 21st was Barnsley on that insane last day. So who did I predict in the first of the relegation position?
Luton, I think, will bank the money, be stronger as a club. They might just be too small. Don't want to sound patronising.
Wow. Well, I was right on a couple of matters. Luton did bank the money. They didn't go crazy with the spending, but an inspired return for Nathan Jones and a brilliant run towards the end of the season. And Luton do survive. Luton 3 places higher than I predicted. They finished 19th rather than 22nd. Actual 22nd was Charlton Athletic. So I predicted Luton to go down, and they stayed up 2 places out. But 2 places is a big deal down there. Congratulations, Luton. Who did I predict 23rd?
Wigan, going to be difficult for Paul Cook. They're going to be around here somewhere. Maybe he's got enough experience to keep them up.
Well, actual 23rd was Wigan. I predicted Wigan. This is one where I've got it right, but I've also got it totally wrong, because Wigan are only 23rd on the basis of a 12-point deduction that's still to be appealed. But on the pitch, I don't know, where were they? About 13th or something like that. Way, way better than that. So I'm right, but I'm not happy that I'm right, because I should be totally wrong, and it's all down to the owners. Who did I predict would be bottom?
Charlton, I just worry about the ownership. I hope I'm wrong, but I've got them. Look, somebody has got to be bottom, haven't they?
Yeah. Actually, Hull in 24th. I predicted Charlton. So Charlton 2 places out in 22nd. But something right about, I worry about the ownership. Remember, De Châtelet gone, but then embarrassing stuff during the season with Matt Southall and the other chap whose name I forgot, arguing in public, and then another takeover at the end. And ultimately, as we've said many times, owners relegate clubs. Charlton down on the last day of the season. So that is my reaction to my predictions. In the main, not terrible. Only 2 bang on, Leeds and Wigan. 11 too low, 11 too high. And what I will say is I predicted that Leeds, Fulham, West Brom, Cardiff and Brentford would all be in the top 6. And they all were. And I had Bristol City in there, and they were not. I also predicted in the bottom 6 would be Charlton, Wigan, Luton, Reading, Hull and Barnsley. Reading weren't, but the other 5 were. So if you look at it that way, I had 5, obviously in the wrong order, but 5 of the top 6 teams and 5 of the bottom 6 teams correctly. My best calls, bang on, Wigan and Leeds, and I was only 1 out on West Brom, Cardiff, Derby and Sheffield Wednesday. My worst 6 calls, by God, 11. I had Huddersfield 11 too high, terrible. Millwall 10 too low. Bristol City, Stoke and Birmingham all 7 too high, and Reading 7 too low. There you go. That is my reaction to my pre-season predictions. pretty standard, really. There's always a couple of clubs that absolutely stitch you up in these things. In the main, not terrible. Let me know what you think. Let me know how your pre-season predictions went in. Who did you get right and who completely scuppered you? Was it Huddersfield and Millwall like me, or did you manage to call some of the outlier finishes that we actually got? As it says on the ticker there, you can support the channel via Super Chat, subscribe on Patreon, but for absolutely free, you can like and comment on this video and subscribing on YouTube. That's actually an old ticker that I need to update, isn't it? Because as you can see behind me that way, we've already got 10,000 subs, but still support the channel and get your comments in on my predictions, your predictions. Who did you have right? Who did you have wrong? More videos today. We'll do the amazing Game Week 46 review, probably as a live stream later on tonight. And we'll have a look at how West Brom got into second place. Thank you for watching. That is my reaction to my 2019-20 predictions. Pretty good. Pretty good, I would say. Over and out.